and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I have another recipe for you guys today. But before we get into the video, make sure to give this video a nice thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss another one of my videos. Alright, let's get into it. So if you haven't seen it already, definitely make sure to check out my baked feta pasta video. I'll link it up right here. This one, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to call it yet. Baked no feta pasta, baked chicken and feta pasta, I don't know. But this one's going to be a little bit different. It is the same concept as the original video that went viral, except we got a lot of boys in this house. And these boys want their protein and they want their meat and their chicken. So we're going to add some chicken. So we're not going to add the big block of feta like we did in the other video. We're going to sprinkle some on top when we're done just to get some of that cheesy flavor. But this is going to be a little bit different. We're going to take our pan, same thing as last time, and instead of putting the feta in the middle, we're going to put our chicken and then we're going to crowd the whole pan with our tomatoes. Now I have a bunch of tomatoes here today because why not? So we'll see how many I want to use just depending on what the pan looks like. I have a couple different ones here. I have the Angel Sweet and just the one sweet tomato. So one's a little bit darker, one's a little bit lighter. Some variety in your life. And we're going to do the same thing and add some pasta. I have penne here today. You can use whatever kind of pasta that you want. So for our chicken, we're going to season with our paprika, onion, fresh garlic. You can use powdered too. Our oregano, salt, and pepper. We're going to have some olive oil, just like always. And our tomatoes and our feta and all that jazz. So I've already prepped and cut off all of the fat and stuff from our chicken. So just gonna get this started. The only thing I'm missing here before I forget is our basil. Now for some reason they didn't have any basil at the store unless you bought that little pack that has like 5 basil leaves in it, and no, I need like a bunch of basil. So while this is cooking in the oven, I'm going to run out and get some basil. But you're definitely going to want to do that. So don't forget. But I'll have everything down in the description box for you guys. So I'm going to try this out with a bunch of chicken. The recipe that I looked at was a little bit different, and it had 1 chicken breast and there weren't even that many tomatoes. And I was just like, no. I have a lot of people, we need a lot of chicken, and more tomatoes is more sauce, more creaminess, and more flavor. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to probably mess around with this recipe a little bit just to get it to our end result. But I'll let you guys know all about that in the comment section. And with the chicken, this isn't going to be like giant chunks of chicken. We're actually going to be shredding the chicken, so you're going to get a nice sauce of just shredded chicken and your tomatoes and your olive oil and all that kind of stuff, and then we're going to add our pasta and it's going to be so good. So I'm just going to run and grab my apron and then we're going to get started. I feel whole again. So the first thing you guys are going to want to do, if you haven't already, is just preheat your ovens, and then we have our pan. We have a big boy here, so we just have a cast iron pan. I'm using a bigger one than last time. This one is a little bit deeper because I'm using a lot of chicken. So you're going to take off your jewels because I don't want my jewelry touching all this raw chicken. So we're going to put our chicken, pop our chicken in here, see how much I want to use. Say everyone has like roughly 1 chicken cutlet. And this is like a little baby one. So this is what we're looking like right now. Just a bunch of chicken in the pan. See, like they use like 1 piece of chicken. I don't know who eats 1 piece of chicken for a whole family. I mean, these boys will eat this whole thing. Just gotta wash your hands before I go and touch these veggies. Okay, so I'm just gonna take our feta and put that aside. Our macaroni, put that aside. And we're going to get some seasonings going on here. So I'm going to add in our garlic, and then I'm just going to kind of like mush this around afterwards. I'm going to add in our olive oil. Now you do want to make sure that this is pretty well saturated, just so the chicken doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. We'll see how we like that once I add in everything else. I'm going to add in some oregano. Now all my Greeks out there know you can never have too much So our oregano, we're gonna have some of our paprika. And I am gonna obviously, you know, mix all of this once I'm done. I can have more straightforward measurements like I usually do in the description box, don't worry. We're fine. I have some onion powder. Salt and pepper. This already smells so good. Oh, this is when I'm going to start sneezing. I swear I'm allergic to pepper. Okay. Now, let's mix this around a little bit before we add in our tomatoes, just to make sure everything is nice and seasoned and looking good. Get this garlic everywhere. And this is why we take off our jewelry, because this is not a cute look. Now, same thing as always, you're just going to want to make sure that the tomatoes are covered all over your pan. Get a nice sauce going. Okay, this is what we got. Beautiful. Now wash this hand. Telling you, this pepper, man, I just cannot. Okay, so time for our tomatoes. Oh, how am I gonna open this with wet hands? There's always trouble with me opening something. All right. Add some over here. Add some over there. Around. Up here. I'm gonna make sure you have a good amount, because I have a good amount of chicken in here, so you want to make sure you have a nice sauce, because you know your pasta is going to be taking up, soaking up some of the sauce too. So really, okay. This is not me, you guys, I swear. Ooh, we have these tomatoes. Add some more. Ah! We have tomatoes on the loose. What do I always say? A colorful plate is a healthy plate. Look at this plate. Come on. Okay, so then I'm just going to drizzle a little more olive oil on top, just like in the other recipe, just to make sure everything... Ah, beautiful. Oh, wait, no. So good. And we're just gonna plop this right in the oven, and then when we come back, we're gonna add in our basil, and we're gonna tear all this chicken up. Now, there's a couple different ways to do this. You can just tear it up with a fork. You can go ahead and put it in a KitchenAid and just have that do it for you. It just depends if you want to take it out of here and do that. But that's totally up to you guys. You're just gonna want to make sure you shred that chicken really good and you make your nice sauce, and then we add in our pasta. I die for pasta. All right, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in the oven, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like once we take it out. Okay, so our timer is done. Now we're just going to check up on it and see if we're ready. We have our pasta boiling. Okay guys, so our chicken is done. This looks phenomenal. I just turned the heat off. Our pasta's done boiling. So I'm just going to strain that really quick before we get soggy, and then I'll show you what we're going to do with the chicken. Alright, so our pasta is strained. Now it's time to pull the chicken. So, I've never done this before, but I've seen it everywhere on like hacks. And you know, I like doing anything faster like a hack. So we're going to take our chicken and put it into our KitchenAid here and let this do the work for us. So you're going to use your paddle handle right here, and supposedly you're just going to put your chicken in there, and this is just going to shred it up for you. So I'm just going to start with a piece of chicken or two just to make sure this works. Okay. And let's see. I'm going to lock it down. You're going to put this on like medium speed. Wow, so this is actually working really nicely, and I'm not sitting here pulling things with my hands all day long. So I'm just going to add in the rest of our chicken, and I'll make sure that I add clips so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, well that actually worked out way better than I thought. Look, that tore up all the chicken right for us. We didn't have to sit there for 5 hours with our forks and whatever doing that whole thing. So that's awesome. So now we're basically just going to be adding all this stuff together. So I'm just going to sit here and kind of squish these tomatoes a little bit. Get all the juices. You'll see they're just going to like pop. We want to get as much sauce as possible, because you know our pasta, like I said, is going to soak up some of this moisture. Then we still have all of our chicken. This is why we have our aprons. So now you guys should have something that looks like this. So we just kind of popped and squished our tomatoes. So now we're going to be adding in our chicken and our basil. So we have just our shredded chicken. Just mix that all together. Okay. This color, you guys. Alright, so we're going to add in our basil right on top. Just make sure you rinse it first. I'm not doing this in any specific way. I'm just kind of ripping it up in my hands a little bit just so you don't get, you know, giant chunks. Alright, let's give this a nice little mix. See what we're working with. I think we need a little bit more basil. There's no certain amount that you need to have for this. I just like to have a nice balance of color. You guys, check that out. Can you take it? Oof. So now all we're going to do is just add some of our pasta and some feta on top, and we're good to go. Alright, so we're just gonna scoop in some of our pasta. Give this a nice little stir. So good. We're just gonna sprinkle some feta on top. And we're all done, you guys. How good does this look? I cannot. I'm so excited to try this. Okay, so we're all done, and you should have something that looks like this. Looks so good. I'm so excited to try this. So we're gonna get some of our feta, some of our tomato, our basil, chicken. Nope, Layla heard chicken. Hello. You want to show everybody your pretty dress? Come here. Come here. Let me see you in your pretty dress. Come here. Come up. You can't eat it from my mouth. Okay, I'll give you a piece of chicken after. That's so good, you guys. Layla's definitely intrigued. I definitely liked that I used the 2 different tomatoes in this one rather than the previous recipe, just the baked feta pasta. It definitely did something different. It looks like and feels like it's way more liquidy and juicier and a little bit sweeter. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Definitely let me know which one you like better. If you like just the baked feta pasta, or if you like the one with the chicken. I think Layla does. I'm really curious to see what you guys think, but that's all I have for this video today, you guys. I hope you liked it and I hope you learned something new. If you did like it, make sure to give this video a nice thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss out on my videos. And as always, if you want to get my exclusive nutrition tips, healthy food recommendations, and delicious recipes just like this one right to your inbox, then make sure to head over to my description box, click the link, and join the fam. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys. Bye Layla.